Hello team, hope you're well. So today's title, I'll say it and then I'll explain the reason for the wordy title, is a different way to approach goal setting for weight loss, the law of adaptation and the power of the mind. So the whole premise behind this topic is the idea that people set goals, especially this time of year, and they fall off the wagon. It happens for a little bit of period of time, you're doing really well, but then almost immediately things don't go very well, you fall off, always pear-shaped, and then you have to wait until next December where you're setting different goals and you're trying to overcome the same barriers again. So what I want to explain first is the concept of the law of adaptation. So it's a little bit of a sports sciencey title, but the principles are really simple. It's the idea that you add in a stress and a stimulus to the body and you adapt to it. So for example, if you lift the same weights week in, week out, you'll never get any stronger. Equally, if you eat the same foods week in, week out, you won't lose any weight. And then when it comes to the mind, if you continue to think the same thoughts, you'll act in the same way. Now that is a massive topic and probably a topic for another video, but I'll just kind of touch on that for goal setting. So if you are in the position where you're thinking, yeah, I can set goals, but it's not goals that I need, it's my mojo, it's my motivation, possibly your thought process and the quality of your thoughts is where you need to start when it comes to addressing issues or barriers, because it's the quality of your thoughts that is determining your actions towards exercise and towards nutrition that's actually stopping you and preventing you from finding your mojo and finding your motivation, because that comes within. And when I say within, it comes from the quality of your thoughts. So anyway, that's probably a topic for another video, but the law of adaptation is fundamentally, if you're not putting a new stress or a new stimulus on the body, you'll not adapt. But equally, if you put a stress on the stimulus when that is brand new, especially if it's brand new, the rate of adaptation is incredibly quick, which brings me on to my next point, which is the power of the mind. So we are most motivated when we're progressing. So whether that be a new skill, or whether that be dropping body fat, whether that be putting muscle on, whether that be preparing for an endurance event and you're getting fitter. And the reason why is because the reason why you're so motivated is because of that dopamine response, that pleasure response. People are saying to you, you look fantastic, or on Strava they're saying, I can't believe the pace you're running, or it might be even yourself, like your self-talk is just so positive. You think, I'm dropping body fat, I'm looking fantastic. But the rate of adaptation slows down, and that's where the big problem generally occurs. So there's multiple factors why people fall off, and this is just one of them, but slow progress, which is inevitable after periods of time, is often a factor for people to fall off. So in the first 6 weeks, if you've got, say, 5 stone to lose, it's not uncommon actually to drop a stone and a half in literally a 4, 5, 6 week period. However, you can't continue that rate. It'll never ever continue at that pace. And it's generally because if you've got 5 stone to lose, it's probably because you haven't been doing anything with your nutrition. You haven't been doing anything with your exercise for the last 6 months, a year, 2 years. So the rate of adaptation is going to be so quick. So this is possibly a different way to look at, it is a different way to look at goal setting. And it's certainly something that I adopt when I look at goal setting for myself. Now, I'm going to put a video out there, probably the next video actually, about the difference between goal setting and setting targets. But for now, let's just refer to this whole process as goal setting. So the number one thing you want to look at, or the first step when looking at goal setting through a new approach that involves adaptation and the power of the mind, is don't always look at setting goals that are purely weight loss driven, because it can really put you off. If you actually, just like I was saying before, if you start to stagnate in your weight loss journey, you'll get the dopamine response will be lower and lower, and you'll get less and less motivated, and likelihood is that you'll drop off. So the first thing is stop focusing on weight loss. Look at other things, which is step number 2. Look at things that are maybe skill based, that's going to challenge the mind, and it's going to challenge you physically. So doing something that is actually out of reach and that you're pushing and working towards. Now the reason I say this is probably coming from personal experience, and especially those people that are already in the gym And I was chatting to someone actually on Monday about this, and they've actually achieved what they wanted to achieve, and they're down to where they want to be, and all they want to do now is maintain. That's actually the holy grail of body fat reduction. You want to drop, or most people are out there to try and get to the weight that they want to achieve, and then maintain that weight for the rest of their life. So when you're in that position, you want to be setting like skill-based goals, for example. So that might be, I want to learn how to Olympic lift. I want to learn how to do yoga. I want to learn, what's another thing? Pilates. I don't know. It might just whatever it might be. It might just be a skill to help maintain this process of body fat reduction and weight loss. Even if you're starting at the start of your weight loss journey, it's such a positive thing to do to maybe look at to adopt new skills, like whether it be lifting or doing running or whatever it may be, rather than just purely focusing on weight loss is like the only thing you're gonna achieve in the new year. The mind thing and the challenges thing, I think, is it's a deep topic, and it's a really interesting topic, but certainly for people that have been doing this like a long time and you've achieved the weight loss that you want to achieve, I think doing things that work on the quality of your thoughts and also setting challenges that are just totally different to what you've been doing for the last 6 months is so relevant, especially combining the two possibly. So for example, there's a group of us in the gym, about 15 of us, that are doing an ultra marathon this year. An ultra marathon has not been on my radar personally, probably not on the radar of most of the people that are doing it, even just 3-4 weeks ago. We've only just decided to do it. And we've done it because it's a challenge that, I mean, the thought of running 52k now for me is daunting. I just couldn't do it. So it's a challenge that is beyond my capabilities, and that's exciting. But equally, I'm using it as a bit of an opportunity to use meditation apps like Headspace or just get a bit of clarity of thought, and it has honestly worked wonders for the last 6 weeks. So number 2 is trying to find something that away from weight loss, like a skill, like working on the quality of your thoughts or working on a challenge, can really help accelerate your weight loss as a consequence of focusing on those things. Number 3 in this whole process of a new way to adopt weight loss, actually it's not a new way, it's just this is a step that you have to take if you are going to ever evolve and ever change, is continue to change and continue to review your targets every 3, 6 and 12 months. If you don't review, you won't continue that rate of adaptation, and you won't be able to stimulate that brain chemistry, that dopamine response, by learning a new skill, focusing on a new target, learning a new technique, challenge, etc. So review every 3, 6, 12 months and try something different. Like, you might have completed that challenge in 6 months. Do not make that the end point. Make that then the point at which you review to then set the next target. So just a review on that. A new approach to making goals is, I guess, or rather a recap is, to adapt, you need to put a new stimulus and a new stress on the body. So continually change things all the time. Our minds are most engaged when we're adapting quickly. So a reason to change and tweak things and move things up every 3, 6, 12 months. Keep changing things, keep evolving. Do things that excite you, interest you, and challenge you. Now this is going to a point I think I made in my previous video about getting to the reason why. And again, it's a psychological point that I'm going to spend a bit more time on in more videos to come. But do things that excite you, do things that interest you, do things that challenge you, because it will drive you on an emotional level, a deeper level than just purely focusing on weight loss goals, for example. And I've kind of said it there, but focus and go after things and change things up every 3, 6 and 12 months. So hope that's helped. As always, try and just, if you liked it, that is, tag someone in this post if you think they need to hear it. Share it, give us a little like, that'd be much appreciated, and I will see you on video next week. Bye.